David Ducker coming back at you, and today we're going to be talking about fighting styles, the high flyer, the speedster, Mr. Finesse, Mr. Dexterity. This is the character you cannot lay your hands on. He's rolling, he's cartwheeling, he's handspringing, he's swinging from the chandelier, he's climbing up into a tree where you can't get him. He's running between your legs to get behind you. You know, he's a monkey, and he's picking away at you as he's doing this. He might have a dagger, a short sword, the tiger claws on his hands, whatever it is. You know, this guy is infuriating. It can be a very long combat because you just can't hit him. Every time you come in, he ducks down, he jumps over, he's side to side, and then back in. He catches you with the jab, and he moves again. And the jab, and he moves again. And by the 15th round, those jabs are starting to add up. You're getting tired. He's got the stamina. Now you're really worried about what's going on here. If you've seen Rob Roy, the final fight scene in Rob Roy, this is a great example. Rob Roy is a big, tough man. He's 6'3". He's got a big claymore sword, and he's swinging for the fences, the powerhouse style. His opponent, tiny little small sword. I don't even think it's a rapier. I think he has a small sword, and he's parrying. He's sticking him. He's cutting him 1,000 times until Rob Roy is exhausted. He can barely move. He's dragging his sword behind him. He can't parry. He's helpless at the hands of this little, 5'6", pompous dandy who's dancing around him. And that can be a really fun combat. This is a mobile combat. He's trying to move you. He's trying to move around. He's using the terrain. He's climbing. He's swinging. He's jumping. He's cartwheeling. So this can really range across a large area. And when you're playing, as this character, it can be a great time to get your quips in. Watch Spider-Man. Spider-Man is cracking jokes on these goons all day long while he is impervious to harm. Not because he's invulnerable. A bullet will finish off Spider-Man, but because you can't get him in your gun sights. He's too fast. He's too agile. He sticks to walls. He swings from his own webbing. He doesn't need a chandelier. So this is the character you want to give a riposte or a parry. So when they miss, you can stick them. Or when they miss, you can move them or trip them. This is a character you want to emphasize mobility. In Game of Thrones, this is the guy you want his land speed up. He can run away and catch his breath because Game of Thrones has a stamina system. So you can come in, stick, and once you're tired, you just run away, catch your breath. You're so fast, by the time they get to you, you have restored your stamina points, and you can come back in. Fresh as a daisy, while they are still gasping from the assault you've unleashed. So this can be a really fun character where the players, might see him coming and be like, oh, I don't want to tangle with this guy. Let's start to engage our brain here, people, because I can't hit him. I can't just hope for a lucky break on this guy. We need a plan. We need a trap, a net, an ambush, some tactics. That's what we need to win this fight. So this can be a great character to get your players thinking. So I thoroughly encourage you, whether this is an elf or a goblin, whether this is a harpy, this could be a flying opponent, no problem. A hobbit could have this fighting style, an ifrit, a sylph, a being of air who can feather fall at will, maybe levitate to some degree. So get this character into your game, maybe with a spear, because that's usually a very agile, mobile weapon to keep them at a distance from you. Or again, daggers, short swords, whatever it takes to stick and move and float like a butterfly. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the Speedster, the high flyer. What do you call this archetype in your game? And until I see you again, good day and good gaming.